life practice community.
There we go. All right, so here we are at our yin. Camera's kind of tilted. We're gonna do hip opening yin, which is like always my favorite. Just in a mood for hips right now, like letting go of stress. And we are gonna start reclined on our spine. We're gonna start in a butterfly. So if you have a pillow, that would be great. And we are gonna also use our yoga strap. We're gonna get some deep hip stretching in. So I'm gonna set up my pillow at the base of the spine and then just bring my soles of feet together and my knees to knock wide. And then place one hand on the heart and one hand on the belly. Send your attention towards your breath. And then just notice what you're walking into this practice carrying. I had an experience today where I had to let go of a community that was really important to me at one point in my life. And it was interesting because I feel like it's what this year has become a little bit for me, is like just learning how to gracefully let go of things that are no longer meant for me. And I was really proud of myself today because it was kind of like a kick in the gut moment. And then I remembered something I said the other day, which is anytime I feel angry, anytime I feel resentful towards someone, anytime I feel upset, I'm going to do this cord cutting meditation. And I ended up pulling out the meditation and practicing it. Towards the end of the meditation, I was able to like have a totally different attitude towards the situation, which was a little bit of lightness and a little bit of softness and an ability to see the other person's side. So the intention for me today is a lot around letting go with grace, and my ongoing commitment to myself, which is a commitment to being at peace. So maybe you want to join me in this intention of gracefully letting go. Maybe there's something more relevant that's on your mind. Let's take a few more breaths in total stillness, deep breaths. And then just remove your right palm and your left palm. Place them on the outsides of your thighs. Just bring your knees up to close. And then take a moment and just feel, almost like a moment in neutral, feel the impact of that pose. And then we're gonna roll to one side. And then just slide this pillow away from the mat. And then slowly come all the way back down on the mat and grab hold of your yoga strap if you have it, hopefully in reaching distance. And then we're gonna do our little hamstring series right away. We're gonna take 2 minutes in each expression. So you're gonna hook this strap around your right foot and lengthen your left leg long on the mat. Nice. And we're just gonna be here for 2 minutes. You can leave your left palm on your left hip if you like. There is this quote by the Buddha that I reposted on Instagram today. He says, in the end, only 3 things matter. I think it's how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not serving you, or things not meant for you. I have been part of a Facebook group for 500 days. And that is the Facebook group 1 Year No Beer, that I really have to thank for my whole journey going alcohol free. And over the past few months, we were having increasing conflicts. We're gonna take our right foot out towards the right. So it began when they asked me to start teaching yoga for them, and then they weren't paying me, and I was teaching yoga for them for free during the lockdown. And then when they abruptly ended my yoga classes, that was when Sober Girls Yoga was born. And then I think they were building a bit of resentment towards me because so many of their members were joining my classes. And I'm not totally innocent either here, because I've definitely tried to get away with as much promotion as I can within their group, which is totally against the rules. But we had a lot of back and forth conflicts. And I actually, it's like a ticking time bomb. Like, I was waiting for them to kick me out of this group because I think I was just getting too big and they were seeing me as a competition. And so they kicked me out over the silliest thing. Like, I don't even think I was promoting myself. I just mentioned the word Instagram. I didn't even put my Instagram handle. But anyways, this is all besides the point. It's funny because I was on Facebook Messenger this morning with someone else who got kicked out of this group. And I said to him, I think they're going to kick me out soon. And then 4 hours later, I got kicked out. And it was like a punch to the gut because this was like what I wrapped my identity with for a long, long time. I'm going to take one more breath with the leg open. And then we're going to lift the right foot all the way up through center and then cross the leg across the body, so over to the left. So anyway, in that moment, I was like so angry. I was so pissed off. I messaged one of my best friends that I met in 1 year no beer to tell her, but of course we've been saying forever, they're going to kick me out, they're going to kick me out. And so I don't think she was that surprised. But then I listened to my meditation on the drive home, the cord cutting meditation. And towards the end of the meditation, I realized, like, I don't need this Facebook group at all anymore, right? I built my own community. It's kind of like the room. When I was removed from the room community, I felt like I had no one. Right? But I have the mindful life practice. I have my sober community that I've built myself. Like, I don't need to be part of this group. I am not that group. It's just a facet of who I am. And with it gone, I'm not any less whole. I'm not any less complete. And something I learned from the whole thing that happened with the room is just because I'm not part of the room anymore doesn't negate all of my friendships from the room, right? I speak to people from the room every single day. There's 3 people in this yoga class that I met at the room. So just because we're not part of this physical community anymore, or this specific community, doesn't mean that the relationships are gone, the friendships are gone, right? I taught yoga to someone from 1 year no beer earlier today. I'm on WhatsApp with my other friend from 1 year no beer, telling her the story, messaging 2 other people from 1 year no beer at the same time, right? So I still have all of these friends, and they're not going to walk away from me just because I'm not part of this group anymore. Let's take one more breath. And then we're going to lift the leg all the way up through center. And then let's just drop the right leg along the left. And let both legs just stay heavy for a moment and feel the difference between right and left. And then we're going to hook the strap around the left leg and then lift the left leg up. So anyway, all of that to say is, like, sometimes we get so upset, right? Like, I was very distraught when my fallout happened with the room 6 months ago. You know, it felt like the world was ending, when really sometimes letting go can be scary because you don't know what will happen when you let go. But, you know, the meaningful relationships still stay intact, and the lessons you learned are still there. Like, I can gracefully let go of 1 year no beer and say, you know, they didn't want me part of this group anymore, but that doesn't negate the incredible way that they changed my life, right? The mindful life practice would probably not exist had I not gotten sober 500 days ago. And so even though we're no longer on speaking terms per se, or not speaking terms, even though I'm no longer in a inside of the 1 Year No Beer Facebook group, doesn't mean I have to look at this fallout with resentment or anger or regret or loss, right? I can look back and acknowledge the beautiful things that 1 Year No Beer contributed to my life, while also accepting that it was 100% time for me to move on, right? I'm running Sober Girls Yoga now. I'm no longer a spokesperson for 1 Year No Beer the way I once was. Spokesperson is the wrong word. An advocate, a promoter would be better. A groupie. But anyway, it was a huge lesson today of like, of course, an emotional reaction is normal and valid. But after you've had that emotional reaction, you can step back and say, you know, is this a logical thing to be upset about? What are the real losses? And when I saw that there were actually not that many losses, I was like, it's okay. It's okay. Let's take the left palm around the left strap, the left palm around the left strap, the strap into the left hand, and then open the left leg towards the left. So how can you look at letting go with a bit more ease, a bit more grace? And what would you be lighter if you let go of? Definitely not suggesting that an emotional reaction isn't valid, but just that sometimes when you step back and breathe and reflect, you're like, this isn't the end of the world. Let's take the left foot all the way up through center. And then switch the strap into the right palm, and then take the left leg all the way over towards the right. Getting a little bit of an IT band stretch. Just here for 2 minutes. Just take about 5 more breaths. And then can we release the strap
And then take the left leg all the way back through center, and then let's just allow both legs to lay flat on the mat. And then feel what's happening in your body right now. And then we're going to slowly just roll onto one side. And then press through that palm. Come all the way to upright.
And so we're going to drop into a forward fold, a dangle. And I'm going to give you an option today. So you can either take your neutral forward fold, or we've done this before, not for a long time. There's one variation you can do where your back is against the wall and it just kind of moves you like really deep into the pose. It can be quite intense. But basically you can just forward fold towards the wall and then walk your back in towards the wall, and it's going to create like a deep stretch for your hamstrings. That makes sense. So try it out, and if it feels like too much for you, then feel free to back off. But if you're okay there, we'll give it 3 minutes here, right until 8:30. And so I guess a lot of us, even when, not thinking about big sweeping losses, we're learning how to let go of like the everyday in our lives right now, right? Letting go of routine, letting go of expectations, letting go of what we're all expecting this year to look like if we're teachers or whatever else we do. Learning how to let go and just receive whatever the day is offering us. And I'm setting an intention of going into work with a bit more of a positive attitude. Right, I can't change the fact that I'm supposedly teaching. I can't change that. I mean, my preference would be to teach virtually, but everyone has a different preference. And I just need to let go of whatever is happening and just accept it. I think I would feel a lot lighter if I let go of that wish that things were a different way than they are. Just here for 1 more minute. Just give it 10 more breaths. So what would you be lighter if you let go of?
And after your 10th round of breath, slowly just start to step away from the wall. And then you're going to slowly roll all the way up to stand. You know, half of my body is cut off right now, but majority of yin we do sitting down anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You don't need to see anything right now, you just need to feel it. How does your body feel after that stretch? Just take another breath. And then we're going to slowly make our way onto our mats and carry on with this forward folding intention. We're going to come forward into a child's pose. You can take your knees either together or apart. And then just sit your hips back on your heels and rest your forehead. Let this pose be gentle. The last pose we did was extremely deep. Can you approach this one with gentleness? Can you approach it with softness, simplicity? Just take a few more rounds of breath in your child's pose. And then slowly just peel all the way up.
just kind of moving in any way that feels good. We're going to drop into a pigeon pose. So you can leave your left knee where it is. Draw your right knee up and across, and then shimmy your left knee back. And then just create space on a breath in. And then start to bring your body forward. Nice. God, I'm reflecting on how much my life has changed in a good way. My life pre-lockdown was like really, really hectic. Posted something about it on Instagram. Right, I worked every day from leave the house at 6:30 a.m. Worked until 3:30 p.m. Driving all over the city after work, teaching private yoga, tutoring, teaching public yoga classes, teaching yoga for my colleagues at work, and I've started back at school this week, and my life is just so much more calm because of the mindful life practice. Yesterday after work, I went to the beach. I can't remember ever doing that since I moved to Abu Dhabi, like just going to the beach after work. Today I got home from work and I, had an hour to chill, and then I taught a yoga class and did a coaching call, and then had another hour to chill. Now I'm teaching a yoga class, and then I'll have time after to have a bath. And it's like things that I just used to not have time for, which seems ridiculous, but it's true. And sometimes when we let go of things, like letting go of my job where I used to teach part-time yoga, we're afraid of letting go, right? We're afraid because we don't know what we will get from it. It's like a fear of the unknown. But what we receive from letting go, it can be beautiful if we open our minds to it. Give it one more minute, 10 more breaths. Nice. Take one more round of breath. And then you're gonna slowly just come up out of that pigeon. And you can counter it in like whatever way makes sense for you. So maybe it's, a back bend, some wiggling and wobbling, seated.
And when you are ready, start to bring your body into the opposite side. So your left shin comes across the width of the mat. Wiggling your right knee back. And then starting to come forward. And I'm going to skip out on this one only because I taught a Yin and Yin class earlier for Sober Girls Yoga. And I had held a 3-minute pigeon in that class too. It was a pigeon request from someone. And I think I've had enough pigeon for today. And that's okay. Because part of the practice is knowing what you need and giving yourself what you need. Notice how your mind is doing. If you have any resistance, anything popping up. And can you teach yourself to be okay with that? Reminding yourself that you're not going to be in this pose forever. Just 10 more breaths. And then when you are ready, you can slowly start to make your way. Nice, coming all the way up and just kind of bringing yourself into whatever counter pose you want to take for a minute. And then we're going to finish off our practice today in our legs up the wall. So when you are ready, you're going to scooch your body towards the wall. Nice. And then just bring the legs up the wall. Yeah, exactly. Laying your back body down, laying the back of your head down. And if there's another form of gentle inversion that you want to take, feel free to take that as well. And while we're here in Legs Up the Wall, I'm going to lead you through that cord cutting meditation. And I know most of you have done this with me more than once this week. But it's just really, really felt like the theme of the week for me. It's really felt relevant, really felt valuable. And sometimes it's valuable to repeat practices like this until they become like natural to us. So if there's anyone in particular that comes up in your head as someone you need space or disconnection from, just invite them into your meditation. And then just see them in your mind. See them before you. Let yourself feel whatever emotions are there, anger, upset, frustration, whatever comes up. And acknowledge your feelings as you continue to breathe. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe into the discomfort that's showing up. Breathe into that feeling and release it. See a cord between you both. What color is that cord? How thick is that cord? And where is the cord attached? See the cord clearly and just prepare to cut it. And when you're ready to cut that cord, let any object appear that will cut it. Scissors, a knife, it doesn't matter what it is. And whatever you're holding represents your intention to find freedom. It's your intention to offer and receive forgiveness. It's your commitment to peace. And when you're ready, cut the cord. The object cuts the cord. You watch the cord drop straight to the ground. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Release. And all remnants of that energy disappear. And you see the person standing before you. See them in their innocence. See them in their light. Recognize that they are human. And they just want to be happy and healthy and free. And release them. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
So we're going to make our way into a final resting pose. If you want to stay in legs up the wall, feel free to stay. If you want to stretch into a traditional shavasana, feel free to do that as well. Just let whatever pose you choose hold you in stillness. And once you're comfortable, turn your awareness to your breath. Let it become more steady and more peaceful with each passing moment. Do not engage it. Just simply observe it. Letting the breath become silent, smooth, and slow. Without pauses or interruptions. We're going to do a little bit of a body scan. So let your awareness move to the head. Moving to the face. And at the nose, be aware of the breath through and along the nostrils. Feel the mouth, the tongue, the jaw, and then the chin. Experience the neck and the throat. Shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms. Wrists, hands, fingers, fingertips. Once you're at the fingertips, just breathe awareness up through the tips of the fingers of both hands. Base of the throat. Inhale and exhale through the base of the throat. Moving attention from the fingers through the hands, the wrists, the upper arms, elbows. Shoulders, the upper back, the chest. Pause at the chest. And be aware without disturbance of breath in the chest. Move to the upper back, the lower back, the abdomen, the navel. Pause at the navel, feel the inhale and the exhale right at the navel. And now just become aware of the whole body. The whole body. Experience the whole body inhaling and exhaling
The whole body expanding and contracting with each breath. Smooth and gentle tide. Just feel the whole body breathing. Please bring positivity into my life every day. Please bring positivity into my life every day. Please bring only joy and peace and everything that is love. Please bring only joy and peace and everything that is love. Please bring positivity into my life every day. Your fingers and your toes, a little wake up wiggle. Run a nice long stretch, fingertips all the way through toe. Curl your knees in towards your chest. Give your body a nice little hug. And in this hug, just check in. What has shifted? What has moved? What are you taking from this practice into your life? And then just slowly make your way all the way up, hands at heart center. We close with our intention. Ancient intention, but the original intention. Passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. It's that our yoga practice remains steady. Our efforts remain continuous. Our yoga serves and benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe, happy, healthy, and free. And may the thoughts and actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. Sealing with an Om, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling through to make the Om. So big breath in. Thank you for sharing the space and the practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in you, and thanks for being part of this amazing community. It means so much to me
Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste. Oh, thank you, yogis.